बलधामं हेमशैलाभदेहं दनुजवन कृशानु ज्ञानिनामाग्रगण्यं सकलगुणनिधानं वानराणामधीशं रघुपतिप्रियभक्तं वातजातं नमामि। जात पवन सुत देवन देखा, जाने कहूँ बल बुद्धि विशेषा, सुरसा नाम अहीन कै माता, पठन ही जतन देई नहीं जाना, रससीन मोही कहेऊ हनुमाना, जो जन भरे थे परनु पसारा, कपितनु कीन दुगुण विस्तारा, सोरह जो जन मुख दही ठयऊ, तुरत पवन सुत बतिस भयऊ, जस जस सुरसा पदनु बढ़ावा, रामा पदनु बढ़ावा, जासु धून कपि रूप दिखावा, सत जो जन ते आनन कीन्हा, अति लघु रूप पवन सुत लीन्हा, श्री राम जय राम जय जय रामा, जय जय रामा, श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम, बदन पैठी पुनि बाहेर राम काज सब करी हूँ, तुम बल बुद्धि निधान। आशीष देई गई सो हर्षी चले हनुमान। सियावर रामचंद्र की जय, शंकर हरि ओम। रघुवीर सरतीरथ शरीर त्यागी गति पे कहीं सही। श्री राम जय जय राम जय जय राम जय श्री राम जय। पुर रखवारे देखी बहु कपि मन कीन्ह विचार। अति लघु रूप धरौ निसी नगर करौ पैसार। मसक समान रूप कपि धररी। लंकहि चलऊ सुमिरी नरहरि। नाम लंकिनी एक निसीचरी। सो कह चले सी मोही निंदरई। जाने सी नहीं मरमू सठ मोरा। मोर आहार जहाँ लगे चोरा। मुठी का एक महाकपि हनी। रुधिर पमत धरनी धनमणि। पुनि संभारी उठी सो लंका। चोरी पानी कर विनय शंका। जब रावण ही ब्रह्मवर दीन्हा। चलत बिरंची कहाँ मुनि सीन्हा। विकल हो सीते कपि के मारे। तब जाने सु निसीचर संहारे। तात मोर अति पुण्य बहुता। देखऊ नयन राम कर दोता। श्री राम जय जय रामा। श्री राम जय जय। तात स्वर्ग अपवर्ग सुख धरियै तुलायक अंग। तात स्वर्ग अपवर्ग सुख धरिय तुलायक अंग। तुलन ताहि सकल मिली जो सुख लव सत्संग। धर्यो हनुमाना पैखान नगर सुमिरी भगवाना मंदिर मंदिर प्रति करी सोधा राम प्रति करी सोधा देखे जहाँ अगणित जो धाम गयऊ दसान मंदिर माही अति विचित्र कही जात सुनाही नयन किए देखा कपि ते ही राम मंदिर महून दिखी वैदेही भवन एक पुनि दीख सुहावा हरि मंदिर तह भिन्न बनावा श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम रामायुध अंकित गृह शोभा बरने न जाई नव तुलसी का वृंदतः देखी हर्ष कपिराई सियावर रामचंद्र की जय शंकर हरि ओम लंका निश्चर निकर निवासा कहाँ सजन कर बासा मन महु तरक करे कपिलासा यही समय विभीषण जागा श्री राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय जय राम 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 तेहि सुमिरन की हाँ हृदय हर्ष कभी सज्जन चीन्हा यही सन हठे करहूँ पहिचानी साधु ते हुई न कारज हानि श्री राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय जय राम विप्ररूप धरि बचन सुनाए सुनत विभीषण उठित आए करे प्रणाम पूछी कुशलाई विप्र कहूँ निज कथा बुझाई श्री राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय जय राम कीन तुम हरिदासन कोई मोरी हृदय प्रीति अति होई की तुम हरिदासन कह कोई मोरे हृदय प्रीति अति होई दीन तुम राम दीन अनुरागी आयहु मोहि करण पर भागी राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय जय राम जय श्री राम जय रघुराम बोले प्रभु रामचंद्र की जय। तब हनुमंत कही सब राम कथा निज नाम सुनत जुगल तन पुलक मन, मगन सुमिरी गुण ग्राम, सियावर रामचंद्र की जय। शरणम। सुनहु पवन सुत रहने हमारी, जिमि दसनहि महु जीभ बिचारी। तात कबहु मोहि जानी अनाथा, करी हहि कृपा पर सरोज मन माही। अब मोहि भा भरोस हनुमंता, बिनु हरि कृपा मिलही नहीं संता। जो रघुवीर अनुग्रह कीन्हा, तो तुम्हा मोहि दरसु हठी दीन्हा। सुनहु विभीषण प्रभु गए, प्रीति करहि सदा सेवक पर प्रीति। कहूँ कवन में परम कुलीना, कपि चंचल सबही विधिहीना। प्रात लेई जो नाम हमारा, यही दिन ताहि न मिले आहारा। श्री राम जय राम, जय जय रामा। श्री राम जय राम, जय जय रामा। जय जय राम, जय प्रभु रामा। श्री राम जय राम। असमय अधम सखातनु, मोहु पर रघुवीर। कीन्ही कृपा सुमिरी गुण, हरे विलोचन नीर। सियापति रामचंद्र की जय। शरणम। जानत हूँ अस स्वामी विसारी, फिरहि देखाहे न होहि सुखारी। एहि विधि कहत राम गुण ग्रामा, पावा अनिर्वाच विश्रामा। पुनि सब कथा विभीषण कही, जेहि विधि जनक सुता कहहि। तब हनुमंत कहा सुनु विभीषण सकल सुनाई राम चलऊ पवन सुत विदा कराई करे सोई रूप गयो पुनि तहवा तन अशोक सीतार जहवा श्री राम जय जय रामा श्री राम जय जय देखी मन ही महु कीन्ह प्रणामा बैठे ही विधि जाति निसिजामा कृष तनु शीस जटा एक बेनी जदपि हृदय रघुपति गुण श्रेणी श्री राम जय रामा श्री राम जय राम निज पद नयन दिए मन राम पद कमल लीन परम दुखी भा पवन सुत देखी जानकी दीन निज पद नयन दिए मन राम पद कमल लीन परम दुखी भा पवन सुत देखी जानकी दीन तरो पलाव महु रहा लुकाई करई विचार करो का भाई देहि अवसर रावनु तह असमन समूझ असमन समूझु कखती जानकी खल सुधी नहीं रघुवीर बानी सठ सुने हरि आने मोही अधम नील लज लाज नहीं तोरी, अधम नीलज लाज नहीं तोरी। आप ही सुनी कढ़्योत सम, राम भानु समान। पुरुष वचन सुनि काढ़ी असी, बोला अति खिसियान। सियावर रामचंद्र की जय शरण। अपमाना, कटित हूँ तब सिर कठिन कृपाना। ताही नाहित सपदी मातु मम पानी, नाहित सपदी मानु मम पानी। सुमुखी होत न जीवन हानि, रामा जीवन हानि। श्याम सरोज राम, श्याम सरोज राम सब सुंदर। प्रभु भोज करी कर रसम दस कंधर। हो सो भोज कंठ राम, सो भोज कंठ की तब असी घोरा। सुनु सठ अस प्रपान पन मोरा। चंद्रहास राम, चंद्रहास हस मम परितापा। चंद्रहास हरु मम परितापा। रघुपति विरह अनल संतापम। शीतल निशीतराम, शीतल निशीत बहसी बरधारा। कह सीता हरु मम दुख भारा। सुनत वचन राम, सुनत वचन पुनि मारण धावा। मयन तनया, मयन तनया कही नीति बुझावा। कहे सी सकल राम, कहे सी सकल नीति चरिन बुलाई। से तही बहु विधि त्रास हूँ जाई। मास दिवस महु कहन माना। तौ में मारबी काढ़ी कृपाना। श्री राम जय राम, श्री राम जय राम, जय जय रामा। हे राम जय राम, जय जय रामा। गयो 10 कंधर इहा पिशाची वृंद भवन गयो 10 कंधर राम इहा पिशाचिनी वृंद सीतहि त्रास देखा वही धरहि रूप बहु मंद सिया पते रामचंद्र की जय शरणम उमापति महादेव की जय पवन सुत हनुमान की जय सियावर रामचंद्र की जय सुरेशा जगन्नाथ की जय बोलो भाई सब संतन की जय शरणम। बोले पवन पुत्र हनुमान की जय। राम के चरणों में जो भी आ गया राम के चरणों में जो भी आ गया राम के चरणों में जो भी आ गया कुल जहां की नेमते वो पा गया राम के चरणों में जो भी आ गया राम का सुमिरन किया हनुमान ने राम का सुमिरन किया हनुमान ने राम के दिल में जगह वो पा गया राम के दिल में जगह वो पा गया कुल जहां की नेमते वो पा गया राम के चरणों में जो भी आ गया राम की दीवानी शबरी नाम था राम की दीवानी शबरी नाम था राम झूठे बैर जिसके खा गया राम झूठे बैर जिसके खा गया कुल जहां बंदे तू भी नाम जप ले राम का, बंदे तू भी नाम जप ले राम का, तर गया जो भी शरण में आ गया, तर गया जो भी शरण में आ गया। कुल जहां की नेमते वो पा गया, राम के चरणों में जो भी आ गया, राम के चरणों में जो भी आ गया। जय 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 देवी जगदम्बा, जय 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 देवी जगदम्बा, जय 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 देवी जगदम्बा। संकट हरणी मंगल करनी, संकट हरणी मंगल करनी, जय 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 देवी जगदम्बा, जय 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 देवी जगदम्बा, जय जय जय। ज्ञान शक्ति विज्ञानमयी, प्रेममयी कल्याणमयी, ज्ञान शक्ति विज्ञानमयी, प्रेममयी कल्याणमयी, शुभदी माता देवी जगदम्बा, शुभदी माता देवी जगदम्बा, जय 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 देवी जगदम्बा, जय 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 देवी जगदम्बा। संकट हरणी मंगल करनी, संकट हरणी मंगल करनी, जय 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 देवी जगदम्बा, जय 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 देवी जगदम्बा, देवी जगदम्बा, देवी जगदम्बा। मनोजवं मारुततुल्यवेगं, जितेन्द्रियं बुद्धिमतां वरिष्ठं, वातात्मजं वानरयूथमुख्यं, श्रीरामदूतं शरणं प्रपद्ये। मंगलमूर्ति राम दुलारे, आन परायब तेरे द्वारे, हे बजरंग बली हनुमान, हे महावीर करो कल्याण, हे महावीर करो कल्याण। मंगल मूर्ति राम दुलारे, आन परायब तेरे द्वारे, हे बजरंग बली हनुमान, हे महावीर करो कल्याण, हे महावीर का तुम काज सवारा, तीनों लोक तेरा उजियारा, दुखियों का तुम काज सवारा, हे जगवंदन केसरी नंदन, हे जगवंदन केसरी नंदन, कष्ट हरो हे कृपा निधान, कष्ट हरो हे कृपा निधान, मंगल मूर्ति राम दुलारे, आन परायब तेरे द्वारे, हे बजरंग बली हनुमान, हे महावीर करो कल्याण, हे महावीर तेरे द्वारे जो भी आया, खाली नहीं कोई लौटाया, तेरे द्वारे जो भी आया, खाली नहीं कोई लौटाया, दुर्गम काज बनावन हारे, दुर्गम काज बनावन हारे, मंगलमय दीजो वरदान, मंगलमय दीजो वरदान, मंगल मूर्ति राम दुलारे, आन परायब तेरे द्वारे, हे बजरंग बली हनुमान, हे महावीर करो कल्याण। तेरा सुमिरन हनुमत बीरा, नाशय रोग हरै सब पीरा, तेरा सुमिरन हनुमत बीरा, नाशय रोग हरै सब पीरा, राम लखन सीता मन बसिया, राम लखन सीता मन बसिया, शरण परे का कीजे ध्यान, शरण परे का कीजे ध्यान, मंगल मूर्ति राम दुलारे, आन परायब तेरे द्वारे, हे बजरंग बली हनुमान, हे महावीर करो कल्याण, हे महावीर करो कल्याण, करो कल्याण, करो कल्याण। बोले पवन पुत्र हनुमान की जय, श्री गुरुनाथ भगवान की जय।
सीताराम चरण रति मोरे, अनुदिन बढ़ऊ अनुग्रह तोरे, जिन हरि भगति हृदय नहीं आनी, जीवत सम समान तेई प्राणी, एही सन हाथी करी हूँ पहचानी, एही सन हाथ करी हूँ पहचानी, साधु ते होई न कारज हानि।
राम जय राम
मंगल भवन अमंगल हारी।
राम जय राम
द्रव उस दशरथ अजीर विहारी।
राम जय राम
राम कथा के तेई अधिकारी।
राम जय राम
जिनके सत्संगति अति प्यारी।
राम जय राम
मोरे तुम प्रभु गुरु पितु माता।
राम जय राम
जाऊं कहाँ तजी पद जल जाता।
राम जय राम
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम।
श्री राम जय राम
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम।
श्री राम जय राम
गजाननं भूतगणातिसेवितं कपितजम्बू फलसारभक्षणम् उमासुतं शोकविनाशकारणम् नमामि विघ्नेश्वर पादपङ्कजम्। या कुन्देन्दु तुषारहार धवला या शुभ्र वस्त्रावृता या वीणा वरदण्डमण्डित करा या श्वेत पद्मासना या ब्रह्माच्युत शंकर प्रभृतिभिः देवै सदा वन्दिता। सा मां पातु सरस्वती भगवती। सा मां पातु सरस्वती भगवती। निःशेष जाड्यापहा निःशेष जाड्यापहा। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः। गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। लोकाभिरामम् रणरङ्गधीरम् राजीवनेत्रम् रघुवंशना कारुण्यरूपं करुणाकरं तं श्रीरामचन्द्रं शरणं प्रपद्ये। मनोजवं मारुततुल्यवेगं जितेन्द्रियं बुद्धिमतां वरिष्ठं वातात्मजं नरयूथमुख्यं श्रीरामदूतं शिरसा नमामि। बोलो राम 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 सीता राम राम राम।
बोलो राम 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 सीता राम राम राम।
राजा राम 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 सीता राम राम राम।
राजा राम 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 सीता राम राम राम।
बिनु सत्संग विवेक न होई, राम कृपा बिनु सुलभ न सोई।
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम। श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम।
रघुकुल रीति सदा चली आई, प्राण जाई बरु बचन न जाई।
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम। श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम।
रामचंद्र गुण बरन लागा, सुनत ही सीता कर दुख भागा।
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम। श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम।
राम चरण बारिज जब देखो, तब निज जन्म फल कर लेखो।
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम। श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम।
कोमल चित अति दीन दयाला, कारण बिनु रघुनाथ कृपाला।
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम। श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम।
बिनु पद चलई सु नहीं बिनु काना, कर बिनु कर्म रही बिधि नाना।
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम। श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम।
काहू न को सुख दुख कर दाता, निज कृत कर भोग सब भ्राता।
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम। श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम।
होई ही सोई जो राम रचि राखा, खोकर तर्क बढ़ावे शाखा।
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम। श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम।
बोलो राम 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 सीता राम राम राम।
बोलो
राजा राम 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 सीता राम 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 हरे राम 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 सीता राम 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 सियावर रामचंद्र की जय शांतं शाश्वतमप्रमेयमनघं निर्वाणशान्तिप्रदम् शम्भुफणीन्द्रसेव्यमनिशं वेदान्तवेद्यं विभुं प्रामाख्यं जगदीश्वरं सुरगुरुं मायामनुष्यं हरिं वन्देऽहं करुणाकरं रघुवरं भूपालचूडामणिम् नान्या स्पृहा रघुपते हृदये स्मदीये सत्यं वदामि च भवानखिलान्तरात्मा भक्तिं प्रयच्छ रघुपुङ्गवनिर्भरां मे कामादिदोषरहितं कुरु मानसं च अतुलितबलधामं हेमशैलाभदेहं धनुजवनकृशानुं ज्ञानिनामग्रगण्यं सकलगुणनिधानं वानराणामधीशं रघुपतिप्रियभक्तं वातजातं नमामि रघुपतिप्रियभक्तं वातजातं नमामि हरि ओम जामवंत के बचन सुहाए सुनी हनुमंत हृदय अति भाए तब लगी मोही परीखे हो तुम भाई सही दुख खंड मूल फल खाई श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम जय रघुराम जय सीताराम जय श्यावर रामचंद्र की जय जामवंत के बचन सुहाए सुनी हनुमंत हृदय अति भाए Hanuman ji heard the inspirational words of Jamvantan, rose up. This is where all the monkeys are gathered on the southern shores of India, and they are told by Sampati that Sita ji is in Lanka, and they can't see. Sampati could see, but they can't see. The monkeys cannot see, and they're discussing who will jump from here all the way to Lanka. And jumping a short distance is actually jumping. Jumping a long distance is actually flying. Because the jump is only a second. The rest of it is flying, isn't it? So we should say, who will fly from here to Lanka? And people ask questions if Hanuman ji could fly. Arey bhai, Hanuman ji is incarnation of Lord Shiva Parameshwar. Parama Ishwar, the supreme Lord of the universe. And if he can't fly, then something wrong. In the other way question you should ask. Huh? He could fly. That question he shouldn't ask. He can't fly. What's wrong with him? The human being, it is an amazing thing. Huh? Let me tell you a little story. They keep reminding me of this story all the time. An elephant trying to cross a wooden bridge. So you watch. Now a wooden bridge on the size of an elephant, you know. Anyway, he walk on the bridge. And smack in the middle of the bridge break down. The bridge broke and he fell in the water. There was a flea living inside the elephant ear. Here I tell you the bridge can't take 2 hours wait. What a fellow. You didn't listen. Look here. It have many jokes like that, you know. Many nice stories like that. 3 elephants carrying a sick elephant down there. They toting him like this. A sick elephant. So a little ant following. So somebody asked the ant, where you going? He said, no, look, that elephant's sick. And them 3 of them fellas carrying him in the hospital. Where you going? He said, I'm going to donate blood. Krishna. Look here. I'm telling you all of this thing, because the human being, let me tell you something. When we were seeing the Aranya Kand, Lakshmana asked Bhagwan, Ram, tell me the difference between jiva and Ishvara. Jiva means you and I. And Ishvara is Supreme Lord. Tell me the difference. Ishvara jiva bheda kahu, sakala kahu samujhai. You tell me, Prabhu, tell me the difference between these two. And Bhagwan replied to that, is that Maya is an apu kahu, jan kahiya so jiv. Jiva is that fellow who knows nothing. That is us, The jiva is the fellow who knows nothing. But you know what is the peculiar thing about a jiva? He feels he knows. Yeah, you know the thing or not. This satsang go real nice if I start half the sentence and you finish the other half, you know. He doesn't know anything about Maya and Is and Apu. The 3 important things we are supposed to know in this world. One is supposed to know about 3 J's. Jiva, Jagat and Jagadishvara. Jiva, Jagat, this world. Jiva is individual. Jagat, the world. And Jagadishvara, who is the master of the world. These are 3 J's we are supposed to know, right? Those 3 J's is exactly what Bhagwan is telling there. Maya, this world, is Supreme Lord. Apu. Apu means up, oneself. So Bhagwan is telling to Lakshmana that Jiva knows none of these 3. And this is not joke thing. You ask, in the car in which I have come, there is a scientist sitting. In the car which I have come in every day. And that scientist also that you will hear. She will tell that all the theories in physics and all the theories in chemistry and all the theories in whatever science is, those theories only hold true from a certain standpoint. They say this working right now, so that is what we teaching. Right now this working, so we teaching this. But the real truth, they don't know. Even which we think we know, we really don't know. People don't know themselves. We have to go to a psychologist or psychiatrist to find out what's going on inside our own head. Correct or not? And that psychiatrist is going to see our next psychiatrist to find out what's going on in his head. You see? So the jiva really doesn't know anything. And then the fellow who knows nothing, he questioned Ishvara. Who knows? Yeah, Ishvara could fly. I feel he can't fly. So who cares about your feeling? Isn't it? I mean, your feeling makes no difference in the universe. It counts for nothing. That is how insignificant is jiva. The jiva really, the number of jivas in the universe, how many? It's Sanatana Dharma. The number of jivas given in Sanatana Dharma is infinite. So one jiva's thought, one jiva's belief is worth what? That is worth nothing. If we think like this, it will erase our ego. That jiva actually is his biggest problem. He has too much of ego. His ego making him say this. He questioning Ishvara also. Fella who knows nothing, he questioning the Lord who is Sarvagnya. Sarvagnya means who knows everything. You see? So when Jamvan told Hanumanji this, you are the one to go there, you know. Hanumanji got so inspired, and Tulsidaji now is talking. Don't ever question. I'm telling you all of that in the beginning because people question this thing. Hanumanji rose up and he told all of them, now you bear separation from me. I'm going. Sindhu tire ke budar sundar kautuka kudi chare uta upar. Bar bar raghubir sambhari. Tarakeu pavanatanaya bala bhari. Hanumanji climbed up on that mountain, remembering Bhagwan Ram again and again. And he bolted out towards Lanka. So the bolting is only a second. He pressed down so hard on that mountain went to Patalok. Narak. Underworld. So hard he pressed down. The idea is that anytime you're taking up any work, don't take up this work halfway, half dead. Take up the work with zest. Huh? Yes. Yeah. Other people going, at Trini especially, boy, oh God. If you're there in New York City, right? And it have a fella that stand up there, and he's looking like a Trini, but you're not sure he's a Trini or a Guyanese. You go and you ask him there, where you staying, boy? Are they? If you say are they, that Trini. It means he day like here? Like here, there, yes. So you don't take up life like that. You take up life in such a halfway kind of fashion, you know. Existing or not existing, boy. You have to learn from Hanumanji, na? You take up life, he bolted out towards Lanka. Not just like that, man. When he pressed down on that mountain, he moved his thing. He played draft. He eat that man and he come back. You get off. So this Sundarkan is like this, right? So the idea in the beginning here is we take up whatever work we are taking up, that thing with full zest, full enthusiasm, full inspiration. Right? That's Hanumanji, you see? Like that. Nice messages in the beginning. I wish I could go on like that, but I have to move on now. Tulsidaji described how he left this. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram Jai Ram. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. जिमि अमोघ रघुपति कर बाना एही भांति चले ओ हनुमाना श्री राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय जय राम जिमी अमोघ रघुपति कर बाना, एही भांति चले हनुमाना।
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम, श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम,
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम, श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम। जिमी अमोघ रघुपति कर बाना, एही भांति, like that. Ehi भांति means like that, like this, like an arrow of Bhagwan Ram. But you ever see an arrow that not like a motor car you put in first gear? He pick up from 0 and he go into 5, 10, 15, 20. That arrow when he leaves, how he leaves? Man, that thing leaves with a blast, isn't it? Then Hanumanji, Jimi Amogha Raghupati Kara Bana. Not only that. Bana means arrow. Whose arrow? Bhagwan Ram. What? That means to say what? Then arrow is at the mercy of the wielder of the bow, isn't it? If the wielder of the bow says it goes north, it goes north. If he says it goes south, it goes south. It means I should be an instrument wielded by Bhagwan. Let him determine my direction. In other words, let Sanatana Dharma, the scripture, Bhagwan's word, determine my direction. So Raghupati Karabana, first thing, he left like an arrow. So, and I'm telling you in that also, that doesn't leave just like the arrow going there. No, I don't like that target. No, I come back. No, the arrow doesn't leave like that. And second thing, that arrow goes straight or not. The arrow doesn't go around the corner, make a turn. Wherever the target is, the arrow going straight. It means no beating around the bush. And in Trinidad language, we have something called lahe. You ever hear about that thing? Lahe. I don't know, when let me tell you, when I left Trinidad, all these words were not there. When I came back, I learned a lot of new words and all that. Lahe. Another new word I learned when I came back in mother-in-law. When I left there, no, that thing was not there. And I went in a satsang somewhere and somebody asked me, Swamiji, you want mother-in-law? I said, no boy, I come here for satsang. Important. Anyway, so that arrow leaves like that, and it goes straight and it goes with speed. No hanging around here, no going there, this side. All these qualities of arrow. Then it is wielded by it is sent by Bhagwan. Raghupati Karabana. The Bana, the arrow of Bhagwan Ram, means directed by the Lord himself. And then what? The next word is all the words in the Chopai Tulsidaji packs it so nicely, I tell you. Jimmy, Amogha Raghupati Karabana. Amogha means unfailing. Unfailing means what? He tells the monkeys before he leaves. Hoi hi kaaj moi harasha viseshu. This work will be accomplished. Hoi hi kaaj. Not a going nearby, we go see. I know which side the chip go fall. That means you already live with doubt, isn't it? I go in, we go see. But we have to say, I'm going. By the grace of Bhagwan, it will be done. Yes, like that he lives. See how many inspirational words in the beginning of this Sundarkan. That's why I call Sundar, There's a long lecture. One lecture is on why it is called Sundarkan only. But today I can't tell you all that. But there's a whole lecture by itself. Why they call us Sundarkan. So he leaves like an arrow, Bhagavan Shri. Ehi bhanti chale Hanumana. Like this, he left. Now, where is he going? I explained that to you yesterday. Oh, you were not there. We did that in Tapovan. He is going in search of Sitaji. Sitaji represents Shanti, Ananda. I told you that, no? The feminine form of Ananda is called as Shanti. The masculine form is called as Ananda. That is there in Sanskrit language. When you learn Sanskrit, you will know that. The same thing will be called by some masculine form or some feminine form. So Ananda and Shanti is one and same. Ashantasya. Kuta sukham? Bhagavan asks in Gita. For the one who doesn't have shanti, where is their peace and where is their happiness? Means ananda, bliss. Because they are one and same. So all the monkeys are in search of Sitaji. That is called as ananda, bliss or shanti. Atma Ramo, shanti, Sita. Bhagavan Shankaracharya written in Atma Bodh, you'll see this thing. Atma Ramo, shanti, Sita. Rama is the Atma and Sita is the shanti or the ananda of the Atma. This is the scriptural praman. So now, all the monkeys are in search of this Sitaji. We saw that last night. Now, I told you in this Ramayana only, when we were saying Ram Bharat Milap, that when we are in search of that Ananda of Bhagavan, or we are in search of Bhagavan, or we are in search of the higher, we are in search of the reality, we are in search of Brahman, in search of God, when you are sadhak, when you are doing sadhana, and in search of anything higher and more esoteric, well, that is the time you have more obstacles in life. If you're in search of anything lower, you don't have to search, they will bring it by your door. You go online. Anything lower. You think you could go online and Aura Bhagwan? So, anything lower in the world, easy. It come to you. But here, when we are in search of these higher things, no, there will always be obstacles. Anything you start good, there will always be obstacles. Now people say, Swamiji, but we're doing God work, man. We're doing God work. Why have all these obstacles? Yeah. So what do you think? It is so easy to do God work. You want that to be easy too? Bhagavan managing this whole universe. Bhagavan managing the whole universe. And you can't manage your own house. And you want to do God work. Zara, think a little bit. Some little office they give it to manage, a little home to manage, little something to manage, we can manage. Bhagavan managing the whole infinite universe. And you say you want to do God work. And then that too you want no obstacles. But you have to have obstacles. The obstacle is that it polishes the jiva. When you want to sharpen a knife, you're going to rub it on glass. You rub the knife on glass to sharpen it? No, you can't rub it on anything smooth. You have to rub it on something rough. Correct or not? So when you want to sharpen the jiva and make his intellect sharp, tikshna buddhi, so that he'll intuit the higher reality, that jiva has to be rubbed against rough things, not smooth things. You see? Nature is like that. So now Hanumanji is bolted out towards Lanka, and on that journey to finding Sita, finding Shanti, finding the Ananda of the Atma, Shanti of the Atma, obstacles will be there. Once it is found, nothing becomes obstacles after that. That is also symbolized in this thing. Because Hanumanji encounters obstacles while going. While coming back, he is back in one chopai. What one chopai? Quarter chopai. While going, obstacles. The path to God realization is fraught with obstacles. After God realization, nothing is obstacle. Why? Siya Ram mai sab jagat jani. Karo pranam jori juga. After realization, everything is Ram. So what is obstacle? Ram cannot be an obstacle. You see? So now, as he's going, Tulsidashi describes, first obstacle, he has to come. Jalanidhi Raghupati Dut Bichari Shri
Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Rama
Te Menak Hoi Shramahari
Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Rama
Jaya Raghurama
Jaya Raghurama
Jaya Sita Rama
Jaya Sita Rama
Simavar Ramachandra ki jai. Jalanidhi Raghupati Duta Bichari. Jalanidhi means sagar, ocean. Ocean. Sagar saw Hanumanji going. He has to cross over sagar. Under the sagar was hiding Mainak. Mainak is one of the mountain peak. At one time, Indra, they line up all of them and cut out the wing. They used to fly. Mountain peaks used to fly. Maybe in some loka, the reality is like that. What reality you see in front of your eyes is the reality which is there in your loka. But how many lokas are there? Countless lokas. Indra brought them and lined them up and cut out all their wings. Mainak ran there and hid. Sagar gave him refuge. You hide underneath here, under the ocean. So Indra did not find him. So that Mainak was hiding underneath there. Sagar told, hey, look, Hanumanji going to do Ram Seva. You go and help him. Mainak came out from under that ocean. And he tells to Hanumanji, hey, tay Mainak hoi shrama hari. You come and take a rest. Oh Hanumanji, take a rest. Mountain is telling, take a rest, drink something. So in the Doha, Hanumanji replies to this.
हनुमान ते ही परसा कर पुनि कीन प्रणाम ओ राम कर पुनि कीन प्रणाम राम काज कीन्हे बिनु मोहि कहाँ विश्राम सियावर रामचंद्र
जी की जय शरणम पावन सुत हनुमान की जय उमापति महादेव की जय बोलो भाई सब संतन की जय सियावर रामचंद्र जी की जय शरणम
Hanuman te hi parsa. Hanumanji touched him with his hand, touched Mainak. Mainak is offering help, assistance, refuge, rest. Karapunikina pranam. And then he did pranam to Mainak and said, thanks, but no thanks. Rama kaja kinhe bin mohi ka vishram. Without finishing the work of Bhagwan Ram, where is there rest for me? No rest. I have to finish the work. I am on a mission. I have to finish my work. And it is not my work. Ramakaj. And I told you about this word in the beginning of Ramayana. You don't forget this phrase. Every devotee is supposed to be doing Ramkaj, not Apnakaj. Apnakaj means one's own work. One's own work is to be considered as Ramakaj. If Rama made you an accountant, that accounting which you are doing, that is Ramakaj, not Apnakaj. Ram made you a taxi driver. Apnaka, Apnakaj. No. Ramka and Ramkaj. Otherwise, we only think it is ours. So, this Ramakaj, Hanumanji said, I am doing this work of Ram. And I can't rest. I have to complete this work of the Lord. And he bolts out. If I rest, our Guru Dev used to say, if I rest, I rust. It's true. Rest a little bit, you'll see. Anything you rest your brain, rust like anything. That's how to know if you've been resting. If you're rusty, that means you have been resting. That brain has to be used. Rama kaja kinhe binu mohi ka vishram. Like this. No. I told you these are all obstacles on the path. So what this Mainak Parvat represents, the obstacle on the path here, Mainak Parvat represents first tamas. Tamas means lethargy, laziness. Because in your sadhana, in your spiritual quest, There is always listening. Let me take a little rest. You do one mala, and Mainak comes inside and says, take a rest now. You say, yeah, man, one mala is plenty, 108 beads, You take a rest. Or in the morning, you say, okay, I've set the alarm for 5 o'clock. I get up to do meditation. When the alarm ring 5 o'clock, let me take a little 5. Everybody know what I'm talking about, you see? Yeah. Take a little 5. That 5 turned into how much? 105, yes. Because from 5 o'clock, get us 7 o'clock now. Something near there, you see? This is called tamas. Tamas is called nidra alasya nidra bihi. Alasya nidra bihi. Tamas in Gita Bhagavan says. Nidra means sleep. Laziness, lethargy, sleep, slumber, all this kind of things. This is from all tamas. And it is always there, giving a little note from behind the head, like tanpura. You know any music band? In the music band, the fella playing harmonium and tabla, there's always a man behind with a long thing like a sitar like this. Stand up and he only given one tune. Ding, ding. Have you seen that? Tanpura they call it. So one tune, in the back of your mind, oh, take a rest. Human beings have become so lazy, everything we do is actually in furtherance of laziness. You just see, everything we do is to really feed our laziness. When you had to go to Port of Spain in 100 years ago, how you'll go from here? You walk. Yeah, you walk. Right? No? A human being like that, he lazy to walk. And that's good for him, That's good for him to get exercise and all that kind of thing. Right? He walk. When he gets exercise when he walk. But now we're lazy. We want to sit down there. And not only that, sit down and get chauffeur too. So every step he takes is ready to feed his. Nice human beings. Anyway, so Mainak Parvat first represents this tamas, which is results in laziness and slumber and sleep and all this kind of thing, right? He also represents temptation. Temptation. Temptation means all the time you are tempted. He's telling Hanumanji, take a rest now, eat something, drink something. Temptation. Look here. Everybody put on weight in COVID. Because everybody home, right? And the fridge always tempting. It has some bottles inside it with soda, They call, hey, come now. Then bottle calling everybody in the fridge. And whole day, he watching sports on television. And the moment the commercial come on and he see the fella pop the cork in the commercial, he gone in the fridge. The temptation is, they say opportunity knocks once. Temptation lean up on the doorbell. Opportunities only knock. Anyway, so that's temptation. So Mainak is tempting Hanumanji. And what Hanumanji says? No, and listen, this is not all highfalutin messages. These are simple messages, everyday messages, messages that are applicable to every human being in every stage of his life. Why our children take drug in school? Somebody tempt them, he see it from the other person and he get tempted, isn't it? Correct or not? Why people take bribe? Because the money tempt him. Correct? This is something which is applicable across the board every day in every field. Not any highfalutin message and all. Simple messages applicable across the board. Everywhere, in every country, also every culture. Mainak represents temptation, tempting Hanumanji. Pull him from the path. You are a dharmic person sitting in the office there, and the path is to follow dharma. Somebody comes with a little money. One fellow gone by a Babaji. He said, Baba, my dog dead. Come do a little funeral dinner for the dog. And tasty sanskar. Baba said, look boy, get lost from here. We don't do funeral for dog. Come to you. Funeral for dog? He said, Baba, man, everybody in the house crying. I think they love that dog so much and they're missing the dog and this and that. Everybody distraught in the house. And if you do a little funeral, they might feel good. He said, I tell you, we don't do funeral for dog. He said, and you know, all of them missing the dog so much in the house. And all of them crying so much. And they were thinking in the name of the dog, did I give $100,000 to the temple? He said, man, you didn't tell me the dog is a Hindu? Just now you telling you to do funeral for the dog and this and that and what? But what happened? The money? The money tempting, yeah. That is what we're talking about. Hanumanji says a no, an emphatic no. And he continues. Sudasanam ahinake mata.
Shri Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Patha in ai kahi tehi bata.
Shri Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Aaj suran mohi deen ahara.
Shri Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Sunat bachan kaha pavan kumara.
Shri Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Ram ka jo kari phiri main aavo.
Shri Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Sita kai sudhi prabhu hi sunavo.
Shri Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Shri Ram Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Rama. Shri Ram
Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Surasanam Ahinake Mata, the mother of the serpent clan, the serpent species. It's a different loka, Surasa. They sent her, the gods, the devatas sent her. You go and see her very nicely. Pathaini ai kahi tehi bata. They told Surasa, you go there, jane kau bala buddhi visesha. You see, just on the spiritual path, bala and buddhi. Two things they sent Hanuman, they sent Surasa to test in Hanumanji. And this is important on our spiritual path. Two things that represent two of the main things that we need, all of us on the spiritual path, in finding ananda, finding shanti. What is that? Bala and buddhi. Bala means lot of strength, resilience and fortitude, inner strength and that kind of thing. Bala. And buddhi, intelligence. You can't. If Port of Spain is this side, you can't go that side. Buddhi, when it is not there, then you end up in a different history. See, Columbus set sail for India to get spices. And where he end up? Here. See what I'm talking about? And that caused all the trouble in the world, 12 million slaves bring from Africa and so many, 1 million Indians from India all about. Who caused all that? That was started from that. They come here now and see this and see that and start to bring slave here to work this land. They come here and they kill out so many natives. So many natives he killed. Trouble. That buddhi should be there. You set out to set sail for India to get curry. You come here and settle along and don't want to live in any hurry. Anyway, they sent Surasa to test Hanumanji's bala and buddhi. On the spiritual part, you have to be smart also, not just like that. See all the devotees and all. What intelligence they had. What gyan. All the great devotees, huh? Bala buddhi. Then Surasa came there and said, aha! Today the gods have given me food. And she's looking at Hanumanji with great intent. Hanumanji said, food? He looked around and he didn't see anybody. It's just he. Then Hanumanji said, he calls her also, Mata. Ram kaj phiri mein aavo, Sita kai sudi prabhu sunao, tab badan petya ai, satya kahau, mujan ede, mai. Mai means Mata, mother. Ma, you leave me, I have to go and give, all I have to do is give some message to Sita ji from Bhagwan Ram. And when I'm finished, I'll come back and I'll enter your mouth, you can eat me. Because I've finished Ram Kaj. Ram Kaj is over, then anything can happen. But let me finish Ram Kaj. Ram Kaj firi mein aao. She said, so you think I was born yesterday or what? Where you ever see a predator leaving the prey and tell the prey, okay, go home and pray and come back? No. You enter my mouth now, she told. And she opened her mouth that big. Hanumanji became twice as big. She opened her mouth twice as big. She stretched her mouth on and on from here to Jamaica. And Hanumanji kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And suddenly, he made himself this small. And he flew right into her mouth and came back out. You told me to enter your mouth, I entered, but you did not do anything. Even if she closes her mouth fast like a rocket ship, it could take an hour from Jamaica to here. She couldn't, you see. How he gone inside, he could have taken a nap too and come back. So anyway, she said, my dear, she blessed him and she sent him off. You are really a storehouse of all wisdom and power and everything. And she blessed him, you will find Sita ji and all that kind of thing. And Hanumanji left. So, Surasa represents greed. Greed means the more you see, the more you want. The more you see, the more you want. That is human beings. Human beings are such. No matter how much you give that fellow, he is not satisfied. On and on you will give, but he... Naradji once met a beggar. And the beggar said, Naradji, mujhe kuch de dijiye na bhaiya. Give me something na. Beggar, Naradji said, Arey bhai sahab, hum to aapki tarah bhikhari hoon. I'm bhikhari just like you. I don't have anything. The only thing I might know a few people. So you don't have anything. You take up something and you write on the fella, you sign the name on the fella hand, on the beggar hand. He said, you go by Kuber. Kuber is the treasurer of Swarga. Go by Kuber. Kuber will give you something when you see my signature. The beggar went there by Kuber. And he tell Kuber, look, Narad, tell me, you go give me something. Kuber said, yeah man, if Narad tells, I have to give. So Kuber gone in the back in the khazana, means the treasury. He stretched his hand like and take out some gold coin. And the beggar stretched out the bowl. And he put it inside it. So when the beggar looked at the bowl inside now, he has seen nothing. He said, but there's nothing in here. Kuber said, but I just put some gold coins in there. So Kuber looked at the bowl also, and really there was nothing. So he stretched his hand again. And he put some gold coins again. And again now the beggar looked and there was nothing. He said, look, still like nothing. Kuber said, let me see that bowl. Take the bowl and he flip it over and he realized that bowl is a human skull. He said, Bhai Sahib, you go back and change your bowl and come back. Because no matter how much we put in that human skull, that will never be enough. You have to go and change your bowl to Hari bowl. You come back. You come back here. We will give you some. Otherwise, you have this bowl here. And from human bowl, you have to change to Hari bowl. Yes. So that's human greed. Nobody could satisfy. Nobody could fill. Nobody could bring santushta to that, like that. Hanumanji continues. निशिचर एक सिंधु महुर है
Shri Ram Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Rama.
करी माया नभ के खग गहई
Shri Ram Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Rama.
ताहि मारी मारुत सुत बीरा
Shri Ram Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Rama.
बारिधि पार गय मति धीरा
Shri Ram Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Rama.
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम
Shri Ram Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Rama.
जय रघुराम
Jaya Raghurama,
जय सीताराम
Jaya Sitarama.
Nisichara ek sindhu mahu rahai. In the ocean was living Nisichari, Rakshasi. Karimaya nabhu ke khaga gahai. And she had a power, Mayak power. By the shadow of anything flying, she could hold the shadow and pull them down. What a power. Tulsidaji doesn't write her name. Tulsidaji doesn't write the names of certain beings because they're really, really bad people. So if I put their name in my Ramayana, that will corrupt my Ramayana. He doesn't put Nisichari, a Rakshasi. Valmiki ji tells, her name is Simhika. Simhika. Her name is not here. So she used to pull down anything flying, bird, khagamriga, anything passing. Pull them down and eat them. So Hanumanji is passing now. He's flying at 40,000 feet. He realizes he's losing altitude. She is pulling down. Where? Tulsidaji, very fast, very quick time, he wraps up the katha. Kota chopai, tai mari, maruta sutabira. Kota chopai. One blow. And he goes to the other side in the same line. Baridhi par kayau mati thira. Baridhi par means he crossed the ocean. Baridhi means ocean. So many words for ocean. Par means he crossed. He reached there. So this Simhika represents jealousy. Simhika. See, jealousy means anybody who going higher than me, man, I can't let them go, I have to. The crab in the barrel syndrome. Crab in the barrel, If you put crabs in a barrel, you never have to cover the barrel. If you put anything else in the barrel, you have to cover it. But if you put crab in a barrel, you never have to cover the barrel, because the moment one crab tries to climb out, the other crab will ensure that he comes back down. Jealousy, anybody going higher and higher and higher. She also represents Simhika, very importantly, a parasitic existence. And you should make sure it's one of the most serious adharma that we can commit. Parasitic existence means to take from the world and to take from the sansar and to take from the jagat and to take from the nation without giving anything back in return. That is called a parasite. In our Chinmaya Mission pledge, we say we produce more than what we consume and we give more than what we take. That is the pledge. And a parasitic existence is the reverse. We're taking more than what we give and we're consuming more than what we produce. And there are so many examples that I can go on giving examples. Unfortunately, in this series of 108, we're rushing through the Ramayana. But usually this one section which I reach here will take a whole yajna, and then we give so many examples for this. Simple things you wouldn't believe. Just to give you one example. There are people who come and they boast to me, Swamiji, I have such a nice job, I don't have to do anything. But that is not that's a nice job. You're taking credit. When you take credit, sometimes sooner or later you will have to pay back. That's why it have slaves in the world. That is why, and slavery nobody could end, because slavery is self-created. Nobody could end slavery. I'll just give you an example. And I am not joking about it. I'm telling from real life, from personal experience. I used to work in the government at one time. And let me tell you for real, out of 8 hours, you know how many hours we used to work? Maximum 2 hours. I'm not talking about what you do, I'm talking about everybody in my office is doing, and me too. Maximum. And you have a union to protect you too. Now you just tell me, a civil servant's career, let us say for 40 years. And 40 years, you take in salary for working how many hours? 8 hours a day. But instead of working 8 hours a day, you work 2 hours a day. So in 40 years, you actually work 10 hours. 10 years. In 40 years, you actually work 10 years, correct or not? Because 2 is quarter of 8. And 40 years, quarter of 40 years, 10 years. So it means you took 30 years salary for which you did not work. Look here. You may get away from by the grace of the union, you may get away from the government, you may get away from the court, you may get away from the politicians, but you can't get away from karma. I work 1 year, and when I see the situation, I resign. And I'm still paying for the 1 year. Because I work in every day and I don't have a salary. You see? So I'm telling that is slavery self-created. Because you will have to be born somewhere and pay back the 30 years without getting a cent. So slavery cannot, you jump higher, and anybody could say whatever they want, and you could give me the biggest theories, but slavery will not end in this. Today, in 2022, there are 45 million slaves on the earth. How much? In 300 years, they only brought 12 million slaves from Africa to here, this part of the world. In 300 years, they only brought 12 million. But today, into all the technology and all the seriousness and all the legislation and everything that we are talking about, we have 45 million slaves on the earth today. Who will end slavery? It didn't end, that they're getting less, they're getting more. And it is because of this thing. And the union and everybody who protecting this slavery, what is that self-created slavery, all of them think that they're doing something good. You creating slavery. You will have to be born somewhere, someplace, and you have to pay back every cent. That is called a parasitic existence. Because you're taking without giving. Don't make that mistake. Devotees and people who are listening, don't make that mistake. We are creating slavery. All right. No. Hanumanji realizes that there is no place for this simhika. So he gives one blow and he finishes. There's no place for that. There's place for greed. There's place for sleep and laziness also. Huh? All these have a purpose. But the other thing doesn't have any. There's no need for it. So he kills the simhika in one blow. Masaka saman rupaka pithari.
Shri Ram Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Rama.
Lanka hi chale usu meri narahari.
Shri Ram Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Rama.
नाम लंकिनी एक निशिचरी.
Shri Ram Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Rama.
सो कह चले सी मोहि निंदरी.
Shri Ram Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Rama.
जाने ही नहीं मरम सठ मोरा.
Shri Ram Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Rama.
मोर आहार जहाँ लगी चोरा.
Shri Ram Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Rama.
मुट्ठी का एक महाकपिहानी.
Shri Ram Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Rama.
रुधिर बमत धरणी ढन मानी.
Shri Ram Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Rama.
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम.
Shri Ram Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Rama.
जय रघुराम.
Jaya Raghurama.
श्यावर रामचंद्र की जय. पृथ्वी पर लुढ़क पड़ी. Hanuman ji gave this Lankini, so Lankini now at the gates of Lanka. One blow, and she fell down to the Hindi. Just so nice. Tharap in the ground. You know, it's the difference between a man falling from a coconut tree and a man falling from a bed. The man falling from the bed, you hear, dhap, ah. When he fall from the bed, coconut tree, ah, dhap. One dhap and a long ah, one ah long ah, then Lankini fell down when Hanumanji gave one blow. Then what happened? Hanuman, the story is described so wonderfully by Tulsidas ji. I wish all of you could understand that language and see how he packed the words so neatly and nicely together. Masaka saman rupa kapidhari. He took a small form, as small as a mosquito, and he tried to enter Lanka. Night time, and it's 3 o'clock in the morning. Which guard does we sleep awake in that time? Immigration closed that time. 3 o'clock in the morning, and this fella had no passport too. Next people country. So he take a small form like a mosquito and try to sneak in. Them when he said, if Hanumanji could do it, we could do it too. Lanka hi chale Sumiri, and then see, important thing. He's entering Lanka and he's Sumiri Narahari. How instructional to see that. Everywhere, Raghupati, he remembers Raghupati. Everywhere he's remembering Ram, because that's his Ishtadeta. Now he remembers Narahari to enter Lanka. Narahari is the form of Bhagwan we are supposed to remember when the work in front of us seems impossible. Because Hiranyakashipu asked Prahlad, your Bhagwan is in the pillar. That is impossible. Huh? Bhagwan will come out from a pillar. So anytime anything sounds, and also, Hiranyakashipu had a boon. He will not be killed in the night. He will not be killed in the day. He will not be killed up, not down. He will not be killed by man nor animal. He will not be killed like this. All the pairs of opposites were covered. So it appeared as though it was impossible to kill Hiranyakashipu. So that Bhagwan, who makes the impossible possible, is Narasimha Bhagwan. That form of Bhagwan, it makes the impossible possible, in Narasimha Bhagwan. And Hanumanji saw this Lanka so well fortified. And this immigration officer wake in 3 o'clock in the morning. It looks like it is impossible. So he remembers Narahari. Narasimha Bhagwan. Then, Naam Lankini Ekanisi Chari. So, Chalesi Moinindari. So, you are entering this Lanka disrespecting me. So, she calls him disrespectful first. Then, Janahi Nahi Marama Satu Mora. You fool. She calls him fool. Disrespectful, then fool. Mora Har Jaha Lagi Chora. Then she calls him a Chora, I mean thief. Any thief that comes through here is my food. When the next word after thief, Mutika ek mahakapihanyo. When she called disrespectful, he didn't respond. When she called fool, he didn't respond. When she called thief, haha. The next word in Tulsiyama is Mutika. Mutika means Mutika ek mahakapihani. Not any simple Mutika. Mahamutika. Then, dhap, she fall down, like from a bed. And you know, she was bleeding from her mouth, but she did not die. Lankini represents moha. Moha, delusion. Delusion means the thing is like this, but you see it like that. The truth is like this, but you understand it like that. That is called delusion. There's a rope there, but you see it? They call delusion. How? She represents delusion. And look here. You are working for the biggest thief in the history of human civilization. Ravan. Steal Pushpak Biman, steal Lanka, steal all the gold, steal the wife of the Lord, steal the blood of the rishis. What that fella did not steal? You working for the biggest thief in the world. And Bechara Hanumanji, Bhole Bhale, Hanumanji, who never even steal a banana in his life. She call him a thief. But that delusion. The one you're supposed to call thief, you did not call thief. Ravan is her boss. So delusion. The one who's thief, you don't call thief. How she call him? Raja. And the one who is not a thief, Hanumanji, she calls him thief. That's delusion. Ulta, opposite. But when she got that blow, she became reformed. That blow represents satsang. Satsang is where all the wrong ideas are beaten out and all the right ideas are beaten in. That is satsang. When I send messages to all of the brahmacharis and everybody in the ashram, you ask them what I write for satsang. SS. I write SS. One S is to beat out all the wrong ideas, and the other S is to beat in all the right ideas. Satsang. So, Hanumanji gave that blow, and then she now praised him and blessed him and told him, certainly you will find Sita ji. She got reformed and she left Ravan also. That she told her story. She had come from Brahmalok actually, by Sharp, and she was working for this Ravan. But the satsang transformed her and she reverted back to her original Devic form. How? By satsang. That's why we keep chanting about satsang all the time. Binu satsanga vivek na hui. All right, now she tells him go and she bids him farewell and she leaves to her loka and all of that. And he goes and meets Vibhishan. But he'll meet Vibhishan tomorrow. That is also the beginning of a tremendous katha. All right. Okay. We have time constraints in this 108 nights, so those things we have to leave. Let me just tell you some announcements. Tomorrow satsang will be at the ashram. This all happened because we did not, we had cancellations because of COVID and this and that, and then there are many people who did not sign up in time. Then we found a waiting list for temples now. Though because we had already fixed everything in the ashram, people had sponsored and all that. So anyway, tomorrow will be at the ashram. We'd like to call on Mr. Andy Kalu to receive a small token from us. This is the whole Ramayana we did in 2017, 2018. More than 500 hours. So you'll get all of this thing. This is for you and the members of the temple here. Please enjoy. Okay, that is a little token we are giving to everybody here. Today's Doha chanting was done by Pundit Yankatesu and his group. Thank you all so much. Baba has come so many times and chanting, like Pandit Vishram also, so many times. Wonderful. Okay. Call Ramakaj. Ramakaj. All right. Please have a look at our bookstall on your way out. There's so many titles that you can buy. Nirvana Shatakam. Chidananda Rupa. Shivoham, Shivoham. That whole Atma Shatakam, or Nirvana Shatakam, is 2 names are there. The explanation so nicely by Puja Guruji. Please have a look at it. Glory to the Divine Mother, the forms of the Devi. All about the Devi. Okay. And Bal Bhagavatam. Bhagavat for children. I told you we have 2, Bal Ramayana and Bal Bhagavatam. More adults read them than children. Because they're so good. You will get so many wonderful things in there. Samashti Hanuman Puja on the 16th of April. I told today to add some Vedis because 108 full long time. So we might be able to add some for those who really want to do this Hanuman Puja. We'll add a few Vedis. So call up the office and find out if they, from the added one now, if any left. I'm not sure. Chai Sanmelan on the 30th of May, and tickets are available at the bookstall. On your way out, you can see. And we have our residential camp. You have to come and stay in the ashram for 5 days in July 20th to 24th, inclusive. All right. Shaka Shakari, April 23rd. We're having satsang. There's space? There's some space left on the boat. Don't worry, you won't leave you there. Bring you back. So, see you on this 23rd. Okay. I would like to call on Pandit Rajesh ji to do Pandit Rajesh ji to do the vote of thanks. He is the resident Pandit of this ashram. And you all have seen today what a reception he organized and all that. It was a tremendous thing. I felt like I returned from Bun.
Well, firstly, we must give thanks to God for giving us this opportunity to be in satsang itself. Secondly, we need to acknowledge our ancestors, our parents who have died and gone also. My father was the founder of this temple, Pundit Silal. I could also acknowledge him. I also give salutations to Swami Chinmaya, which is Swami Prakashananda. And I also appreciate that Swami came here. It's a blessing for me. Also appreciate that actually all the brahmacharis from the Chinmaya mission was here. So it's a great thing for me. It's a blessing. All here in my hands. Right, so I really appreciate that. Also recognize Pandit Buddhrath Yankatesu. They've gone a long way.
Yes.
Then I also give credit to his Ravi and Kiran songs, right?
Yes.
And well, it's due to Radio 101, right? 101.1.
0.7.
No, have it right, wrong. 101.7 FM, right? We give thanks to you also. And a light refreshment is prepared. It will come to you.
Okay.
You don't have to really leave your seat. It will come to you. And again, I thank each and every one of you for being here tonight. It's a blessing to see all of you. And we must remember that it is Ram Katha. You know? You see, you're watching in a paper, right? Because I just forget. Yeah, so it's Ram Katha. And at least, we should try to live by the standards set in Ram Katha itself. Sitaram.
थैंक यू पंडित। आरती के लिए सब खड़े हो जाइए। आरती श्री रामायण जी की, कीरति कलितल लित सियपी, गावत ब्रह्मादिक मुनि नारद, वाल्मीक विज्ञान विशारद, सुख सनकादि देश अनुसारद, बरनी पवन सुत कीरति की। गावत वेद पुराण अष्टदश, छो शास्त्र सब ग्रंथन को रस, मुनि जन धन संतन को सर्वस, सार अंश मत सब ही की। आरती श्री संतत शंभु भवानी, अरुघत संभव मुनि विज्ञानी, व्यास आदि कवि बर जब खानी, काग भुषुंडी रुड थे ही की।
आरती श्री रामायण जी की, कीरति कलितल लित सियपी,
कलिमल हरनि विषय रस पीकी, सुभग सिंगार मुक्ति जुमती की, गलन रोग भव मूरी अमी की, दात मात सब विधि तुलसी की।
आरती श्री रामायण जी की, कीरति कलितल लित सियपी,
गावत गावत संतत शंभु भवानी गावत संतत शंभु भवानी बोलो शंभु भवानी गावत संतत शंभु भवानी गावत संतत गावत संतत शंभु भवानी गावत संतत शंभु भवानी गावत संतत शंभु भवानी गावत संतत शंभु भवानी बोलो शंभु भवानी बोलो शंभु भवानी शंभु भवानी शंभु भवानी गावत संतत शंभु भवानी गावत संतत शंभु भवानी शंभु भवानी शंभु भवानी शंभु भवानी भवानी मंगलम भगवान विष्णु मंगलम गरुड़ध्वजः मंगलम पुंडरीकाक्षं मंगलायतनो हरि त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव त्वमेव बन्धुश्च सखा त्वमेव त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव देव ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरि ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः हरि ओम। बोलो सियावर रामचंद्र की जय, पवन सुत हनुमान की जय, बोलो भाई सब संतन की जय, श्री सत्य सनातन धर्म की जय। नमः पार्वती पते हर हर महादेव।